Hello, people of the internet. Welcome to the first episode of Media Magic, where we're going to take this picture and spruce it up. The lady requested that somebody give her husband a slight smile. That request has already been fulfilled, so today I'm going to go ahead and give him a bigger smile. We're also going to clean up the photo and do some color work. We might also give the young boy a smile and make this boy look at the camera. All right. So the first thing I like to do with any Photoshop work is make a new layer. You can also do Shift Control N to make that layer. And I'm sorry, I like to duplicate the layer, not make a new one. And okay. Now we always have the background layer as our initial reference photo. So we're going to start a little bit different this time. Normally how I start is I color grade the photo first, and then I do all of my other work that I need to be doing to the image. But this time we're going to go straight into the smile using the Liquify tool. Now, we want to go ahead and get his face. All right. Grab our forward warp tool. Now, you're going to want to play with your brush sizes for this. Now, most people would just go like this and call it a day and say, hey, the guy's smiling. But that's not how a smile works, really. For humans, when we smile, two muscles pull all of this on both sides up and back. So what we need to do is actually raise the cheeks. And push this up just a bit. All right. Then we want to kind of get rid of this scowl here. So I'm going to pull this up and out. And let's go ahead and zoom back out. Okay. I think we can do a little more. He's definitely smiling more than he was, but I think we can actually make the smile a little bigger. So let's go ahead and zoom back in on his face. And I'm making sure to grab the parts that would move, and I'm trying to compress the light because that's what will give it some of the depth. So I think we're good there. I think that's a pretty decent smile. Let's just upturn the sides of his eyes just a little bit because That also happens slightly when you smile. And click OK. And now you can see the difference. All right. Now that we have the smile on there, let's go ahead and start cleaning this up. Now, I can tell just by looking at it, but when we zoom in here, there is all kinds of noise from this being a low resolution and compressed image. So I'm going to go ahead and run this through Topaz Denoise. Switch it to low light and see what result we get. Yeah, I like that better. Okay, so now all this is nice and smooth. Okay. Oh, and I forgot to do the smile on the little boy. So let's go ahead and go back into our Liquify filter. And we will zoom in on his face. Start with raising his eyebrows, pulling up the sides of his eyes. And we are almost done. Let's go ahead and click OK here. Let's see how it looks. All right, so we have his smile. It looks okay. Now we're going to focus on making this boy looking at the camera. And for this, we're going to use Adobe's neural filters. Specifically, we are going to use the Smart Portrait neural filter. And we are going to select his face. Now, this will also make people smile, but the results are not great. So, about the only thing that it is good for right now is the eye direction. And we can take and move the eyes and make them look all the way to the left. This should bring it to looking at us as soon as it's done processing. And there you go. He is now looking at us at the camera. We want to do this as a new layer. So you can see the difference, looking away, looking at the camera, looking away, looking at the camera. And that is about the only thing that that particular filter is good for. And lastly, we are going to go ahead and use our camera raw filter. This is gonna help us punch the image up and give it a little bit more contrast and hopefully remove some of this haze here. Now, if we look, the haze starts at the top right corner, really, the top right up here, and it extends down. I would say the haze officially stops somewhere right around here, but we're just going to take this all the way to the bottom of the photo. We're going to use the radial gradient tool, and we're going to go like this. And now we can dehaze. That's putting a little bit more depth back here and getting rid of the obvious haze cast that was over this whole screen. Let's push up the clarity some. Let's darken that sky even more. And let's lighten up the shadows because our guy is starting to get a little dark on the left-hand side of his face. Let us increase the highlights. That's going to give him some more light right here. That's probably a little too much. And let's increase the whites a bit. Let's pull the blacks down some. And click OK. And now before, after, before, after. We have a nice convincing smile on dad, a nice slight smile on the boy, and this boy is looking at the camera. Now, this image is actually a pretty decent image other than that. But one other thing that we may want to do here think we may want to darken the background just a bit so that our family really pops out from the image. So for that, we'll go back into Camera Raw. We will select the background, which will be everything except our subjects. We want to add to the mask with a brush. Bring that brush size down. And we're going to paint in here. We will subtract with a brush. And get the parts that we wrote over. Now, I do have a pen and tablet, but I realize that not everybody has that. So I am doing things today with a mouse. Let's remove that bottom of his foot. Her foot. All right, and let's really punch up the contrast on the back so we can see what it looks like. Let's go ahead and create a new mask with the subjects, which is them, and we will bring up their saturation some and their contrast. There we go. And one last time, we will look at the before, and there's the after, the before and the after. And that's it for this first video. It's a quick, easy way to learn how to use the Liquify tool, the camera raw filter, as well as the masking abilities of the camera raw filter, and the powerful use of Topaz denoise. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a wonderful day.